Is everyone in? Is everyone in? What's happening? I see there's still a couple people coming in. How we doing, guys? I missed you all. I know it's been a while. I've been traveling. Things have been going insane. A lot has been happening, but we're here at Bitcoin, Miami at the moment. You can obviously see that it's weird for me. My face is everywhere. It's been 2 years. I'm still trying to understand what's actually going on. Can they hear? That I'm talking on it. Yeah. What's happening, guys? Now I'm making sure. So we got a little bit of an audience in front of us. I don't know if we can actually see them. We do have an audience. We do have an audience, so they're gonna build up pretty quickly. Let's see how crazy the booth has been. Okay, guys. So who am I following today? Who's been kicking ass at trading?
Testing 1 2.
I don't know. Dylan has a mean render chart as well as a Carver chart.
What's happening, boys?
It's happening though. We take over here 2 seconds. Let me finalize and then we can go. 4 out of 4 wins. That's incredible. I've been kicking ass. Yes. So I like to hear it, guys. It's incredible. Incredible.
Hey, Dill.
How's it, guys? Sorry, we just a bit of a scramble here at the moment. Are we going to go through a couple of charts?
Sounds good, man.
Okay, let's see if I can find. I want to find this master. Yes.
Okay, how about you guys on the Zoom? Can you hear me good?
Yes, we can, Tom.
Thumbs up if it's good. Wait, I wasn't hearing you. Now talk.
Yeah, man, we can hear you.
Jackie, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
You sound great, Tomer, but
Sound great. We hear you.
he can't hear us.
We just send them a young message there quickly.
I don't seem to hear you guys. Someone in the Zoom say something?
Hey, Tom. Roses are red. Violets
Oh,
are
here
blue.
we go. Now I can hear you. Yes. Okay, how's the sound? How's the sound? You guys happy?
Yeah,
Decent.
way better, bro.
Perfect.
All right. We got a bit of a crowd here. Now it's good, bro. Can you guys hear me?
What am I doing?
That's the product on it.
No, that's so
It's gonna be right.
the problem is they can't hear that. They can hear this one.
No.
They
Is
can't
it?
hear that.
No, they're hearing
This is not connected to this.
isn't it?
There's no cable. No. There's not even a cable there.
Okay, but why?
So they hear this.
That's surprising.
They hear this.
Craig,
So I gotta run a mic on a mic.
Craig,
Jackie, they're gonna have to send you next year, bro.
Bro, I'm checking that same thing, bro.
Oh, Max, you look good, huh?
Shot, dude. Always got the glasses
Where
on.
did you get those glasses from?
I got them from the filter library, dude.
Oh, really, huh?
Oh, look.
So what's the screen? Yeah.
The guy said they could hear it.
It just fell off him.
No,
No, you guys remember, it's been like that in the old days, the first 3D movies. You had these glasses, exact same
Yeah.
glasses. Spy Kids, the name was the movie, I think the first one.
It's the charts.
We see charge.
Okay, guys. I heard there was some little Bitcoin push today. What is this 1 hour candle? Anyone know why?
Powell was speaking. Powell had some kind of conference and he was speaking, Jerome Powell. So that might be it.
So obviously a big volume buy here. Yeah, they pick it up from here. Yeah,
Look at that massive Darth Maul candle there, bro.
so guys, like this is obviously a big one. So what you want to see is you're starting to get Bitcoin to accumulate, and you can see over here, and that's why I've sort of been quiet over the last few days. Is I've basically been starting to we tested support. We know that there's a big area that's sitting around the $25,000 level. So if we go to these areas over here, we'll start to see. So remember, guys, keep it very simple. I want you to understand that what we always have to do is we have to zoom out. Once we zoom out, we get very basic indicators that give us a little bit of an understanding of any like emergency things that we need to focus on. So anything that changes something big on the bigger picture, as long as you have tracked the bigger picture, you can zoom in easily and you can do what you're actually doing. And it starts to make a lot more sense. So the big thing that we're obviously still focusing on Bitcoin was making sure that we held the 200 weekly moving average. Now this was a big one.
Speaking louder into the mic. We don't get
Sorry guys, because you're testing all these different things. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? You can hear me now. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
We got you. We got you.
So firstly, guys, what I'm obviously showing here today is what we do is we do sniper school, right? And this is a bunch of people that are already in sniper school. So you can see there's a bunch of participants. And what I'm basically trying to do here is I give you a story. I give you something where you can hear me.
speak right into it. Yeah, hold it.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? It's better. So ultimately, what I tried to do was 3 years ago, you know my story. Many of you, like I was a carpenter, and I managed to figure out crypto and actually learn on it. Can't hear. They can't hear. How's they gonna hear, Thomas? How are they gonna hear if I'm shouting it from the mic? Can you guys hear me? Hello, 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 hello. So firstly, guys, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. What I tried to do here was 3 years ago, I was a carpenter. I was obviously a little bit lost, working really hard with my hands, trying to do what I knew, like this, what I knew. I feel like a beatboxer. I definitely feel like a beatboxer. And what ended up happening was, I ended up getting scammed. I ended up getting into crypto. Can't hear. They can't hear. Okay, give us 5 minutes, guys. Yeah, we need to sort this out. Come on. 5 minutes, guys. Let's sort it out.
Yeah, should we run through some charts on our side so long?
Maybe
we
we
just
could
wait?
get, can we not get Bath
Guys,
showing us around?
Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Need to
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you,
Yeah,
Dol.
there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, nice one, guys. So yeah, let's just go over one or two things that we discussed yesterday. We just got a couple of sound issues here. It's quite hectic. We've got a massive crowd here next to us too, so there's a little bit of extra pressure. Let's just go through one or two of the charts from yesterday. I'm just going to share my screen with you guys. The first thing I wanted to show you guys was this last trade, which played out like so nicely on these flips. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, so yesterday we identified this pump on Mars.
I think we've lost Dol. Can you guys hear him?
No,
Yeah,
I
we
don't
lost there.
We lost him. Oh no.
Unfortunately, we missed. Sorry, guys.
Dol, we can't hear you, dude.
Okay, can you?
Someone said he must be using Sheldon's mic.
Yeah. Y'all are savages in the comments, bro.
Oh my god.
Okay, guys,
I do whatever you did.
pop in the chat if anyone took the algo short I gave yesterday. I gave a short on algo. It hit TP. So if anyone caught it, well done to you guys. I got it. I hope someone else did.
Let's start this off the right way, guys. Let's send some direction here.
They said
there we
rewind
go.
3 minutes and carry on.
I see someone got the algo short. Xavier.
Hey, Jack, am I allowed to put crab market still?
Yeah, you can. We'll add that to the poll next time.
Is it worth us putting up a couple of charts now while it's all quiet from their end? What do we got? Well, Dylan's just come back.
Yes, someone take charge and put up some charts and go through them.
Cool. So
Yeah.
I check a couple people got the algo chart, the trade.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if too many got it, but a couple people got it. So it was a nice, easy one. We said that we were going to try and get to 618, and it didn't bounce off. So our plan was like this, and it was long if it broke the top line, short if it broke the bottom line, and then we were targeting 618, and it hit that perfectly. And it's kind of coming up. So, but yeah, no, we can't. I wouldn't re-enter that now. But yeah, that was a good short. So well done to anyone that got it. I haven't seen anything. Actually, no, I lie. This is looking nice, mana. So we got a little cup and handle potentially forming here. We got a beautiful little flag. So I'm looking at this, but I also, guys, weekends, it's Friday already. I almost treat Friday like it's already the weekend because price doesn't do too much usually. So I don't know if this is going to play out so nicely, but if there is a proper break of this flag, I'll attempt along, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I like the look of this.
So Max, can you hear me there or not?
I got you, yeah.
Is it clear?
Yeah, it's decent.
Okay, no, sorry, we're just testing on the mic for the laptop, so it's all good.
Cool.
Yeah, these comments are hilarious, bro.
People are roasting harder.
Bruce, you're here?
I am here.
Do you want to share and go through the Gala trade you gave today?
Yeah, you guys do that.
Sure. I mean, it's gone for now, but we can definitely.
Just rather like, what was the thought process, right? We had this good trade. You gave this to the community, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we could look at it. And Jackie, could you take Sheldon off Spotlight and maybe Spotlight Bruce?
Yep, give me a sec.
Yeah, I'm glad to. Okay, hold on.
Fix your hair, Bruce.
Not a prayer. Right. All right, let me come back up to the 4 hour and actually I'll come to 1 hour because it's easy to see it. So basically Gala had pumped way up and come down to a can you see my screen by the way?
We do. You're good.
Yeah.
Okay. So Gala had let me get my drawing tool. So Gala had pumped way up, rejected off this area, coming on back on down to what was very clearly a major area of support right over here, which had rejected a couple of times, and it was continuing to narrow down in that wedge. So what I did is simply follow it, narrow down into the 15-minute to follow it. 1 second, and then waited to keep on coming on down. It started to definitely concentrate right here towards the apex of the upward trend and the downward trend right over there. So I waited till it caught the bottom of it right over here. Let me zoom in a little bit. So I picked it up at about 3106. Right when it when you'll be able to see it, it broke through the trend line and came back, and that's where I picked it up, was on the rejection right over there. I set what I call a risk line at this clear level of liquidity right over here. We'd been rejecting, and waited for it to break through there. And then I moved my stop loss up into break even. So it's a risk-free trade. And what Fefe and I were looking at is that we're expecting it to retrace a little bit, and hopefully it can retrace back down to this area, which is this new trend line. And that's also with, I don't know if you can see it, but it's also where the 618 is from the bottom to the top of that move. And if it comes over there, then my expectation, I'll add on to the trade and increase the position size. Pretty simple, straightforward, classic trade.
Very nice.
Nice one.
Thanks
Nice
for
one,
sharing.
guys.
And I'm looking for a TP, an early TP at about 0.3226, and then I'm gonna let the rest of it ride up to about 0.33 or so.
Cool.
Hope that's helpful.
Jackie, I've got a chart or link.
Okay, hop in there, Joe.
Are you finished, Bruce?
Yeah, I am done. And oh yeah, let me just stop sharing. Hang on. There it is. Okay, all yours.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. So I'm busy watching Link at the moment. We've got a beautiful support line that comes from the beginning of the year, where we touched on the 6th of January. We touched once again on the 10th of March, and we touched on the 12th of May. And we've got this green support line here at around about $6.50. And you can see that price is currently on that support. Now, I'm busy watching what Link does over the next couple of days to see whether we're going to drop the support to come and retest this support line that comes from the beginning of the year. That could possibly provide an entry if we do come down there. Or if we hold the support here, I will start laddering in some of my positions. But what I want to see is we've got this resistance line that comes from the 20th of April. It touched the 20th of April, touched on the 5th of May, and touched again yesterday. And once we break through this resistance line, I'll be obviously adding more to this position with the vision of actually going up. And first of all, testing the next resistance at $6.80 to $7. And then the next resistance off that is at $7.50 up to $7.70. So Link looks like it's getting ready to possibly move to the upside.
Short, Jay.
Sure. And you've gone through Mana and you've gone through Gala that I also had there.
Yeah.
Nice one, Jay. Guys, if you can hear me, I'll bring up that mask chart that I started talking about earlier. Let me know if you can hear me.
We got you.
Okay, so here we are. So just to run through again how we were dealing with this mask yesterday, and where we are. We identified a couple of things where we would have had that bounce. So we laid it already around 30%. So if we wanted to see, where was this area that mask reacted like this? So just to remind everybody, we had the 200-day MA moving up here, and we called this fifth, and obviously became sort of like an obvious reaction area. Now, the mask has obviously been bullish, and if we're still bullish on mask, we want to look for a new entry. So there's a couple of areas that I've identified on mask where we could get a nice pullback to, and then a bounce to continue this move. Yesterday we were trying to pull a 382 to see the first stop, but we hadn't quite identified the top of the move. So now we have a confirmed top of this move for a mask, and I've pulled my fib to the top there. from the bottom of this area down here, and I've seen the 382 is tied in very nicely on the daily with the daily support candles. So we're almost getting to like a very interesting zone here on Mars. If this area doesn't hold, I won't be jumping into it until we get a little bit lower. So my ideal area on Mars is something here. There, if this area doesn't hold, we're looking at something in this region. So this is where I'm on mask. I don't have an entry yet for it. And then just to remind you guys, we could very well see something like this, a little flag developing here. I mean, we could chop around on this thing for a while. So, the first touch doesnn't necessarily mean this thing's going to blow. It just means we have to put support and we can track this level.
Very nice.
Render here. I've got render here yesterday. We looked at this very briefly on the 1 hour. I was actually drawing, I was drawing on the chart of very pretty trend lines here. But this is what yesterday we identified this support level on render on a 1 hour candle. And again, I used the exact same process. We put the trip from the lower of this move to the top at the time, the top of the move at the time was this candle here. And we identified these support areas and sort of tied in nicely for us as an area on render. Then the minute we had a move up, we could identify some trend and popped, retested, and it went again. So I'm currently in a render position. I'm watching this area now, me as an exit point. If we start using this, I'm actually just going to jump out of the trade because I'm not sure what's going to happen down here. It is a good support zone. But yeah, if we lose this area now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of support, I'm going to just jump out of this one. So that's my only position I'm in currently.
Yeah,
guys, here's Gala. There's one more. If you guys want to see, have you done Gala already, guys?
Yeah, we've done Gala.
Right,
Show us the Carver trade.
Can I like right now?
Okay, so yeah, I mean, let's go through this Carver trade again. I'll just do it very quickly because I'm sure you guys have heard this quite a bit now. We entered Carver a couple of days ago, 2-3 days back. We identified this really strong support area here. We had horizontal support, we had the 200-day MA, and we had a 382 foot. So for me, it was an obvious area where we were going to get a move. And luckily things played out nicely. We entered Carver, we got the move straight up, and it actually hit our TP zone quite quickly. And then we pulled the fib to see, why it reacted in this area. You can see we've got 618 fib sitting right here. Then we rejected beautifully. I haven't seen where this thing bounced on the fib. Let's take a look. So there's a 786, it kind of front ran the 786, but again, a good guide. Pullback, so we've gone up again and we've hit this most obvious resistance point now up here at the top. So, if you were long Carver and you broke through this whole area, this was your area to exit or to potentially look for shorts on this Carver line. Jackie,
nice.
have you covered XRP? Because I see it's moved back to that trend line again. It's like
no, I haven't done that yet. Let me go through that one now.
Take us through that, please. Yeah, it's looking good again.
Okay, here we go. Let me just get the spotlight going here. Okay, cool. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. Let me just hide all the Zoom stuff quickly.
We see you.
We can see your WhatsApp chats with my message to you.
Cool. Right. So let's first go back to zoom in on this entry. So for those of you who watched this chart closely, we had the initial trade from here up. We then looked for a pullback to this trend line. We then hit this trend line successfully, and we were looking for entries from this point. So I had set up the trade for the 382 bounce. Some of you may have got in earlier. Some of you may have got in on this bounce. Some of you may have got in after we bounced on the 382. Depending on how tight you set your stop loss, you may have gotten stopped out here, but another re-entry upon this candle on the 382 was possible as well. I re-entered on this 382 because my stop loss was very tight. So right now you can see that we're tracking quite well into this trade. Unfortunately, we have strong resistance at the 50% mark on the fib for this wave. So with that being said, if we look at the way the candles are just ranging sideways, they're still being respected by this trend line. So we can wait to see what happens with this trend. So if we just look at how it's tracking right now, we'll just extend this trend line a little bit longer. And I would stay in this trade until we get to a certain area over here. And if we get to that point in time and we haven't broken this trend, then we should be good. Should this trend break, I would then considering looking at shorts. I'll give you the reasons why now in a sec. But for now, the idea is that stay in this trade. If you are in the trade right now, if we break this 50% fib, there's a decent chance we're going to enter this TP zone anywhere from 48.39 to 48.86. And once you hit the zone, please take profits. You can see I've set my take profit a little lower, mainly because this is going to be the zone that everyone's targeting. So now from this point onwards, this is the next trade that you're going to be looking for. So that was the details of the old trade. But here is going to be a nice indicator for you guys. So we had the 200-day MA come about here somewhere. But if you look at where we are right now in the charts, I've changed the MA from the 200-day, all right, to the 200-week. Look where the 200-week is sitting right now, right above our 618. So then just going back here to show you a little bit more confluence. If you look at each time XRP got under the 200 weekly moving average. So unfortunately, due to the chart not having enough history, we don't see the rest of the 200. But seeing how the MA works, we can give a rough estimation on how it would have smoothed out. So then following this sort of estimation, you can see that every time we hit the 200-week MA, we had short positions. And it's really strong resistance every time we get to the 200 MA. We've bounced here, we've bounced there. We had a little break, but we broke back to the downside. We struggled to stay above it in Feb as well. So now coming to more recent times, you can see that we bounced in October 22 as well. We now find ourselves in another position around the 200 MA. So coming back to our original time frame. So once this trade hits the 618, we would then start looking for a short position from this point on. So let me just place this out here and then we can build it out just now. So we need to wait for the candles to play out, unfortunately. So we can't give you a good entry point right now. We first need to see how it reacts between the 618 and the 200-week moving average. But the idea from here is we're looking for a very strong reaction on this 200-week, and that will then trigger us to go into a short. So That trade will come in probably the next few days or so. I don't think we're going to hit that this weekend, but this is what you're looking for. Cool, guys.
Jackie, nice one. I've got a update on GRT as well from yesterday, I see. Let me drop this in here. And then we've got a request for INJ as well. So let me just add this quickly. Who's long INJ right now? I mean, this thing is like absolutely ripping it.
That looks really good. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I haven't watched this one in a couple of days. But yeah, you can see we had this wedge situation forming here. And we had a nice bullish breakout of this thing. Yeah, let's go through that just now on a lower time frame. Let me update you on the GRT. So yesterday we identified the GRT break of trend, and we were looking for a pullback. Basically, I was looking something to time some horizontal and a flip once again, and we got that pullback basically on that 618, which is perfect. So it's given us a nice little bounce here. It gave us a 7.5% move. So yeah, great start. If you are in this long, obviously you can bring your stop now to entry. Hey guys, just let me play out a little bit here. I see the sound guys have been sorting things out here for Sheldon, so we're gonna get him in a minute or two.
Check 1, 2. This is the maximum.
Okay, good. Sound guys.
What's up?
So we're gonna get Sheldon on here in a sec. Here he is. Nice.
All right, let's see.
Gonna wipe this INJ. 2 hours. So Fefe, you've been trading INJ, right?
Yeah, I did, but a shorter time frame.
Okay,
It's
so
looking
no
good.
one's long now. Yeah, no, this thing's looking good. See what
I'll open my chart.
What we can get on this.
Well, yeah, my entry was 6.244, but I sold it. I didn't think that we're gonna go that hard, to be honest.
Dylan, I'm just doing a test. The sound.
Yeah, carry on.
I'm just testing to see if we got your feedback. Jackie, can you give me a comment?
We hear you, but I don't think it's from the Zoom. I just think it's from the audio at the conference.
Okay, let me use Dylan's mic. Can you hear me better now?
You just sound really deep, but
We're good here. I'm not sure.
yeah, very muffled.
I don't know what they're using though. I only think that's all this. Okay, testing now. How does that sound now?
That sounds good.
Okay, good. Got you.
Really good.
That's a sexy voice right there, I have to say.
Hey, buddy, I was born with a radio voice. That's about all.
Definitely. Hey, Doe, were you done with that INJ chart? We can't hear you now, though.
I was waiting for the man of the moment. There should be any sec now. Let's open this INJ. Okay, so I'm just going to look at this thing sort of with fresh eyes just to get some kind of picture. So let's see where we are. I'm just going to play around with a couple of areas. Okay, let's see what yeah. Might break down. So, you know, this is something interesting. And again, like I look at things often from a daily perspective. So, you know, sometimes we have to sit and wait a bit longer. I mean, this original this original move out of that wedge you guys saw just now. So for me, like I'm just gonna wait and see what happens up here in this area. I'm not gonna rush you on INJ. If we get this move up, I'm just gonna look for a basic trend break. See what happens there. Yeah, we're gonna let this one play out. There's no setup here yet for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Edo.
we got to identify the top of this move. Where then we're going to look for pullbacks. I mean, the most obvious region here, if we get a move back, is going to be sort of that and there. You know, so you're going to look for something in that region. 6.7, I would say, sort of that area, but we need to find the top of this daily candle first before we can confirm. Jackie, what were you saying, bro?
I've got an update on that BNB trade as well.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Share it with us.
Let me do that. Let me just get my screen share up here. Cool. So let me just hide. Oh, you guys don't see my screen yet. There we go. Okay. So on this BNB trade, point of entry was around 306.2 initially at the time when we were looking at this trade. We have made some nice growth towards the day trend line. We have now just continuing to consolidate along this trend line. I wouldn't look to get out yet. If you look at the way the candles are building up here right now, we are looking to break this trend line to make a move up. Given that majority of the candles are piling up around this trend line and not coming down to the weekly trend line, that gives me the indication that we are testing or trying to build up to break this trend line. So for now, if you want to feel a bit safer, you can take your stop and raise it to just about here under the lowest point of this candle. We had the initial stop loss a little lower to cover this ranging area a little further back on the charts. But given that the price is a little bit higher than entry, if you were about here and you had your stop loss shifted up to this point, it would keep you safe. Not this entry, sorry. But stop loss at 306.3 now, basically near entry. That would keep you safe. You'd basically almost break even depending on how much percentage of stop loss you used and depending on how close you got into that entry point. So yeah, that's the update on the BNB chart right now. We have a big bit of indecision here with this candle. So that is mainly because of the area where we are on the chart right now. We're stuck between a strong day trend and a strong weekly trend. So whichever one breaks first will determine which way we're going to go. But the chances of breaking a daily trend over a weekly trend, it's most likely that the day trend will be broken first. So yeah, that's the update on BNB, guys. Check here. Did we do a Solana trade as well yesterday? So for those who were looking at Solana yesterday, I did take an entry at this point. We're not much higher from the entry point right now. I wouldn't quite move the stop up on this trade yet, considering if you look at where the wicks are still hitting right now. That is basically at entry. So any move or the stop loss now could potentially get you out of the Solana trade. That's if you got into this trade. We have a lot of consolidation still happening. So I don't think we're going to make any moves into a specific direction right now, given that Solana is usually a little late to the party. So I'd say we're probably still going to see some more movement to the side here. And then given the area that we're in right now, we're probably going to see some reaction if we get closer to the trend line at this area, or whether we get closer to the entry point at this specific area in the chart.
Tell us, Jackie.
Hey, brother man.
Where do I buy, bro?
Where do you buy?
I'm only
You
buying.
can
My sell
buy
button's not
wherever you
working
want.
anymore. You know what I did? You know what I did? I went to a lot of the coins, and I went to Bitcoin, and I just went
Yeah.
to the monthly. I went to the monthly charts, and I was like, my sell button no longer works when it comes to the bigger part of Bitcoin. Like, it is crazy, guys. It's you know, one thing that I want to say to all of you that are sitting here, the day trading is amazing, and what it is it's something that you're going to use to make dollars. You know, dollar-based businesses, things like that, incredible. But you need to zoom out and really take serious your larger portfolio, your long-term portfolio. You need to look at all your coins. You need to be honest with yourself. You need to take them. You need to take them. You need to literally jump to the monthly chart, any single token that you have, and you need to go put where the hell is your entry. Now, I did this on a show. I don't think people really understand it. I don't think they understand the power of what you got right now. You need to literally go and say, I take the amount of money that I went and the amount of coins that I have, and you divide it. I put in $1,000 and I got, you know, 10 light coins or whatever it may be. It's gonna, you take it on the calculator and you work it out. It's gonna give you an average price. For example, there's the average price that I have on Litecoin, right? And then you need to go to every single one of your coins, and you need to look at that right now. If I had to ask you guys in the chat as things speak, is that a good or bad entry? Is that a good or a shit entry? Sorry for my language, but is that, what is that? You know, many of you in the chat will say it's not a great entry, right? And then I go through my charts and say, okay, the next one, where's Gala? So Gala's here. Is that okay? Not bad, not a bad entry. That one's only 25% down, and you go through. At the end of the day, what it's going to come down to, guys? It's going to come down to I have 20 tokens, I have 3 good entries, and I have 17 terrible entries. Okay. Now, firstly, when I zoomed out there, what did you see? You basically saw that we're in a bottom range, right? We can see that the market's literally come down 90%. We are in a bottom phase. The problem is, majority of these tokens, those 17 shitty entries, you know, you need those coins to 5x to 7x just to be break even. Okay, so you need to ignore whatever you started with. You need to go back to what you want to do, because if this coin goes up now by 7x and you're only at break even, like, you need to seriously think about that with this one. So here's mine here.
They can't hear you. They'll tell you through this. If you just select go ahead.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we
We
can.
got you.
That is really good.
Yep, that's the mic that's working.
So which is the one that's working?
The one that you're holding in your hand right now.
Oh, have I been talking the whole time and you couldn't hear me?
We could, but just not as clear as you are now.
Okay, amazing. So what I'm trying to get to, guys, is a lot of these tokens are 7 to 10x back up. Okay, the problem is when it gets to 7 to 10x back up, you have break even. So what I want you to do, stop putting new money into crypto. Stop it. If you think you just got to put money in the whole time, I get it. You know, you can take a small percentage and you can dollar cost amazing. What you got to do is you got to fix your damn entries. You need to say, okay, I have 20 coins, I have 17 terrible entries, and I have 3 good ones. I would erase 10 of those bad entries, and I'll make sure I have only 5 good entries. What does that mean? It means you sell, cut it, you call it. I need you to get over the past. You are so attached to those losses and so attached to those trades that you took. You have to get rid of it. Like, in order to fly, you have to get all the baggage off of you. So you get rid of 10 of those entries. The ones that are really bad, the ones that are really terrible, and they're like extremely down. Okay, and from that, you take that money that you just sold it into, and you go buy the ones that's good entries. Because, you know, how do you get tokens and how does it work when it comes to trading? amount of tokens that you have and your average price. You look at many of your tokens that are here, guys, what's the point of having 17 or 20 trades that are so far in the negative, where you can sacrifice the ones that are in this negative to get your entries down to here, but on 20% of the quantity. What that means, guys, is that now, because you got rid of all of your losses, firstly, you're going to breathe. The loss is gone. The stab wound is there. It's happened. It's finished. It's no longer there. Okay, but secondly, when these coins recover and you end up getting the 3 to the 4 to the 5x, Gala games the 10x, 20x to the upside. And this does come with percentages. Obviously, know what your medium, your high risk, and all these sort of things. But at least by the time they get up, I want to ask you guys the question quickly in the chat. Doesn't matter your losses, and I'm talking about the guys that have lost, right? The guys that have lost. If your account had to 10x right now, would you be in profit from what you've ever put in crypto? Just put in the chat for me. I would love to know if you had to 10x right now, would you be in profit? Break even, okay? Yes, 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 yes. Amazing, amazing. 10x, you break back and break even. Okay. Now, what happens if you leave your portfolio the way it is right now and it goes all the way back to entry? You're going to be a break even, right? So if you had to cut 50% of your coins and your shitty entries, and you had to put them into the better entries and getting them down, what does that mean? Guys, if you're here and you buy more of it right now, XRP is 50% down of what it was previously. You keep buying, this comes down, this comes down, this comes down. Right? And ultimately, all you're using is your terrible entries, you're sacrificing them and you buy them. And that's the thing. Now, all of a sudden, the difference is now you have the opportunity to 10 to 20x to things. Like, I'll show you something, Gala games. Let's go look at Super. This is crazy.
Hello?
Super from here.
Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2.
33x. Will you be in money if you have 33x in your cash right now?
Yeah.
So guys, I haven't been able. Busy, bro. Sorry guys, it's crazy. What I'm trying to do here is I just want to reboot your brain. How many tokens have you got? Oh, that's a good poll actually. I haven't been around much to short-term trade, and we're in safe hands for you to short-term trade. You're learning the skill, and this is to make dollars, guys. When the whole market wakes up, you have to be a different sort of trader. You need to make sure that everything you've built actually makes money and it gets where it needs to be. Now, what we also have the potential to do is we have the potential of going past all-time high, going past a higher than Cardano, than what it did previously. Solana. If you don't believe in your head, Solana survives. I do believe it will. Guys, that's a 10, 20x easy. Easy, 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 easy. You know what I mean? And these are the things that you need to focus on. That the day trading is amazing. The dollar counts, guys. You're still attached to the shitty coin that I'm trying to teach you not to. And that's why it's just powerful to understand. You need to cut it, guys. Whatever's holding you back, I don't care if you started with 100,000, you're 10,000 now, go cut all those losses. Get yourself 5 to 7 good entries. Good entries that if they go back to all-time high, you 10x, you back up. Don't put yourself through something where you got to recover over 2 years and you have break even, guys. Like, it's so much easier to simplify this for yourself and to fix it. So I miss you all. I love you all. I know I'm going to be doing a live event and all these sort of things over here. Just know, guys, I haven't gone anywhere. And you got a team here that's here focused with you every day. But stay focused with the original goal. Short-term trading is amazing. Leverage trading is amazing. Yes, it can help you with things. But please don't miss on the big opportunity. Opportunity that can really get you where you need to get. You're here to learn, and you're here to also breathe. You know what's nice about what I just showed you? It's probably a strategy that's going to be 1 to 2 trades every 2 years. Guys, you're going to make a lot of money. You don't have to trade all the time. You're taking a small percentage, and that's to be hot with the market, be active, enjoy it. And things are going to make dollars and do these sort of things and add to them. But learn the powerful skill that when this next bull run comes, I need you all to retire. I need you all to start that whole new journey. So I love you guys all. I'm going to jump off now. I need to get back to the craziness, but I want to pop in and just say, we're on this, guys. We're on this. Yo, back to you, Captain.
Cool, bro. Well done. Guys, that was a bit chaotic. I think we've covered quite a few altcoins. So if you guys have anything else to share, Jackie, maybe is there something else you want to look at?
Let's check the chat quickly. I saw 1 or 2 people saying a token that we missed. I saw quite a few people asking for 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗧 and Phantom. We did touch on those last time. Lido was also one that we touched on, yes.
Let's take a look at this Lido chart. So, okay, let me clean this up for you guys. So yeah, yesterday when we were looking at Lido, we were like trying to identify some kind of consolidation after that big move. So yeah, look at that. It's actually acting, it's behaving perfectly here in this little flag range. So yeah, I'd watch something develop in this zone here. Let's look for a flag and we can just trade the flag break. We're gonna go up. So yeah, just be patient on this guy. Let's try and grab another area here. We've got our 618 lower down. I think we looked at this as our major area, right, Jackie?
Yes, that was what we highlighted.
Yeah. We had this trade set. Got it, Chairman. We had the same problem yesterday with the chart. Here we go. There it is. Okay. So yeah, this was the setup from yesterday. I took a long and Lido on that pullback, just right in the middle of that box. My stop was probably 1.2%, give or take. I got stopped out. So yeah, for me, I'm not going to touch Lido on this setup until it reaches this area down here. Actually. So this is the zone I identified when I set up this trade. Yeah, so you know, if Lido wants to carry on now and go on, I'm not interested until it breaks that flag that we were talking about, or I'm going to look for a long down here. So yeah, just be patient on this. Yeah, don't jump into this guy yet until we see something happening here. Jackie, anything else you want to look at, man?
Let's look at your Phantom charts.
Yeah, that was a cool one. Okay, yeah, so this Phantom's very interesting. We've got this bottom sort of range playing out here. So we've got these two levels here, you know. We lost this trend yesterday, and that was our first sign that we might see some more downside. Yeah, guys, so we lost this trend. So that means we're potentially looking at lower. We're sort of hovering around this 200-day MA. If you're looking for a position in Phantom, for me, I would wait until we get a pullback lower down here. We'll tie in nicely with where these wicks are at the bottom, and then this whole zone here. And then we can try and trade this range up to the top again. Yeah, no trade for Phantom for me here yet. Yeah, we need to either see lower or we're going to see higher. If we see this higher band here, we're going to tie it in with these wicks. And I think you guys know what we can do there. We can treat that as resistance again for the fourth time, possibly look at a move. So yeah, nothing yet in Phantom for me, but this is, yeah, it might take a couple of days just to allow things to play out. But yeah, watch these areas.
Awesome, though. I think let's take the last one, which was 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗧, and then we can call it there for a night. I don't know if any of the other mods have charts that they would like to look at. Jason, is there anything you're seeing?
No, I think we covered it.
You guys are all live at the BTC conference, you know. Everyone's watching you guys on the big screens here. So if you got something, you can share it with everybody here in Miami as well. So ADA, what sort of time frame were you guys looking at there, Jackie?
So most of my trades have been on the hour time frame.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, for me, like on a daily time frame, yeah, there's no position here for me right now. The main zone that I liked originally was this sort of box down here. If we zoom in a little bit on a 4-hour situation, we're probably going to pick something in hands. Yeah, so what I'm seeing here on ADA on lower time frame is basically a rising sort of channel here. Okay, so that's a rising wedge. These things often end up over the bearish scenario. So, you know, you can see something like this not playing out. I'm sure I've shown you guys some of these wedges that I like to trade. So if we get this downward sort of wedge that we see sometimes, we get the chart doing that, and then we get this breakout, which is a bullish sort of wedge. Rising wedge like this for me starts looking a bit negative. But this is, yeah, on the 4-hour time frame. So if you want to trade short term, you know, you'd zoom in even more. Let's look at 1 hour. Because don't forget, like, I mean, if I'm showing this thing might be going down in the daily time frame, it doesn't mean there's no sort of like intermediate like bounce in 1 hour or 2 hour, 4 hour candle. So yeah, I mean, there could potentially be a move from this area now. You can see we got some support here. But these are small moves, you know, you're looking at 2% of there. Maybe you're going to get about 4 up there. So yeah, Jackie, if you've got an idea around this, yeah, please share. Let's have a look at how you're seeing this one.
Okay, let me just get my edit chart up here quick.
I mean, right now it's pinging the support right now. Let's see. Let's see if this little area here is going to hold.
Okay, I see I do actually have something set up here. Let me just share my
Cool.
screen and we
Let's
can
see
go
let's
through
see
it.
let's see
Cool. Let me just hide that. Move this little down. Okay. So let me just get my bearings here quick. I did this one this morning. So I'm just going to zoom out to the day time frame quickly to show you guys what I'm seeing. Okay, so I saw this trend forming on the day time frame. So that was my starting point. I then refined the charts. I think I went to the 4-hour here just to see a better sort of view on the touches and how that trend was connecting. It was respecting all these points really well. So I was quite happy with that trend. At the point in time, we looked at this chart, or I looked at this chart. This wasn't one that was done on stream. Just get my pins. Right. So we set this chart up around about this point in time. I was confident that we were going to retest on this trend line like we have right now. So I was quite comfortable to set up a long position from here. So just to move in a little closer to the entry point, we were looking for entry at bounce of this trend line. As you can see right now, we're still building up. We haven't made a strong bounce on this trend line yet. We can see that volume is tapering off. So there is a chance, looking at the volume right now, that we could have a break in the volume come along. And that would also, let's say, be more confluence to our trade going up to a long position. Right now, we still have not broken back into the range that this bearish trend has formed. So I am still quite happy to look for a long on this chart. Given, okay, we just had a candle that moved in there now. So we need to wait to see if this candle closes within this range. If it does, we're probably going to look at a little bit more ranging within this trend line. But if it doesn't,
100%, man. It's yeah, it's sitting on that support. Yeah, man. So let's see how we go here.
yeah, definitely, man. So if it stays above this range, I am happy to look for a long here. But if it goes down, we're going to look for it to come back down and then look for another retest possibly of this trend line. I don't think there's enough strength in this chart right now to send it short, but I do think we're going to range in this area for a bit.
Yeah, so guys, it's also very important to see, like, we sit here and we share our views. All of these are just our opinion based on the tools that we all have at our disposal, you know. So we use our supports, we use our trends, we use our fibs, but remember, there's also a lot of bias when you're trading. Like, if you wake up in the morning, you're feeling bullish, you're going to start looking for bullish setups. If I'm feeling negative, I'm feeling bearish, and my bias for the day is bearish setups, I'm going to find them, you know, using the same trends and the same things. So it's very important to understand that these tools you use, you need to feel comfortable with them, because you using them for yourself to give you confidence to enter a position, you know. So all these things that we share, like you guys see the important things to me are the 200-day, the fibs, the horizontals. That stuff gives me confidence to enter a position. But remember, like, your bias also determines a lot here.
Definitely. I think just want to highlight this as well. This horizontal that I've just added here, that is another good indicator there. We are still level with the last sort of candle low in this area. So I am still happy with this position where it is right now. But yes, definitely what Dylan says is true. If you find enough reasons for it to look bearish, you're probably going to look for bearish trades.
Yeah, 100%. I see somebody's asking for near. Shall we take a look at that quickly?
Cool.
There's a couple looking this. I see Ahmed's talking about a near short. Radek says, can you check near? I think in a couple of days there may be a short.
Yeah.
Let's just have a look
Let's
there. Yeah.
start on this one fresh. I've got no TA done on near for a long time. So straight off the bat.
Jackie, do you want to carry on working on that near chart? While you're working on that, I see Ahmed wants render as well. So let me just flick over to render, and then
cool.
when you've worked on that, when you've worked on that, then we pull that up. Let me grab render here.
Sounds good to me.
Ahmed, you want to see render? What time frame are you looking at? I think we covered the 1 hour just now. Just let us know in the chat there what you were looking for. Let's get messy. Let's clean something. Okay, so guys, let's just I'm working on this by a 15-minute trend line break and retest. Okay, cool. Yes, so render's actually still holding the support area that I said I was going to exit if we lose. No particular reason other than I've been sitting in this render trade now for a long time, which we bought over here, and here we are back at this area. So it's just a time thing. I think I'm just going to bail on it if we lose this. Let's zoom in on the 15-minute on this current setup here. Okay, so Ahmed, obviously, you can put these trends from various areas. It's a very subjective thing, these trend lines. So again, use the trend lines with other tools that you have at your disposal. Don't just rely on trend lines. Don't just rely on horizontals. And definitely don't just rely on fibs. you use them as guides with other things, you know, and we need to look at these stocks as well. So yeah, 15-minute render. This is how I would look at things. I'd say, cool, I've identified some support, but now remember, these are 15-minute candles. So the supports aren't, you know, very solid for me personally for the stuff I like to do. So I wouldn't trust that unless it starts tying in other things. Let's see if we get a flip here. Yeah, not ideal. Let's see if we've actually lost this. I know Craig loves the 886. He was telling me yesterday how he loves trading longs of the 886. Let's have a look at this 886.
The 886. I haven't heard many people use that one.
Yeah, it's not normally on my radar, but Craig was telling me he gets a few moves off this 886. Look at that. See, it's so funny. The cart's reacting off this 886. Like, I mean, we didn't plan this. Now I pulled the fib and there, bang, there it is. So, you know, now it looks a little bit more interesting because we've got an 886 fib and it's tying in with this horizontal that was there as well. So yeah, if you're looking for a move on render, I would probably say it's a high risk play, but yeah, try and grab a small position down here. That'll give you like the tightest possible stop you can get. Let's see. Yeah. But this is like if you're bored, you know, and you're literally bored and you feel like trading and you want to take risks, you start messing around with these 15-minute guys. Here we go. That's a 0.3%. You could probably get away with. You can take a small position here. Watch it play out. If we get this bounce and we get this break over here, wait for a little move, pull back, then you can like add to your position, and you can raise your stop. So your average entry will be higher, but your trade will basically be free if you get this move, and then let it ride. So yeah, that's a way to play it. Like, this is how I like to play the daily setups, guys. So yeah, I mean, it all kind of has the same picture. I just prefer using the daily candles because they're stronger for me, but it's not as exciting because sometimes you have to wait, like you wait a week for a trade. Jay.
Yo.
Are you longing render?
No, I'm longing Gala.
Do me a favor, just turn the monitor towards us. I can see what's on.
So Gala's, I see Gala's pulled back again. But still, like, it's still hanging out on this 786 that we were looking at yesterday.
Yeah.
What was your preferred area there?
So I spoke to it yesterday around about 3.2 cents. Unfortunately, it broke below that. And it's come down to test 3.1. So I've got an entry at 3.1.
Okay. So 0.031.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And where are you exiting if this thing goes south? What's your level?
Okay, so I've drawn a support line that comes from, let me just have a look at my chart here. I got a support line from the 12th of May that's touched all the lows.
Yeah.
And I've put my stop at 3050.
Okay, 305.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's quite a
so
deep, it's quite a deep stop.
But guys, look at this. Like, this is like legendary play from Jay. So he obviously had a trend here.
Yeah,
it's
coming to retest.
Area. Yeah. So, you know, and just this Gala trade now on the 15 minutes, it's like the identical type of setup, but obviously it's even a smaller time frame. But that, I mean, that's render trade. And render trade has these touches. So this is where I was saying, enter on this 886 on the render, which was there. You can see they got the same sort of vibe to them. Then this thing can pop. When it retests, you can double your position or add to your position and raise your stop, and your trade essentially becomes free.
Exactly.
So
Very
yeah,
nice indeed.
Jackie, are you
Yes,
ready with that near, bro?
I've got the near ready, brother.
Okay, let's see it. Let me even do this thing.
Right. Cool. So first things first, let me give you the bigger picture view for the person who asked for the near. You might be feeling a bit bearish on near right now, given that you can find a short on the 15-minute in this specific area, but I would not look for a short on this chart, given that this is only the second touch of the daily trend line. We are still hovering around this trend line, so this is still a valid support area for the daily. Now that you know that we are still moving upwards on this chart, let's move into the 1 hour, which is where I spotted a potential trade play out. Okay, so we have this nice trend over here that has about, let me just get the right tools here again. We've got this area over here, got that one there, another one. We've got about 5 touches on this trend line. So that's a really strong trend that needs to be broken. I think the next time we touch that trend, it's gonna shoot up. Then looking at the fib from this specific low to the high of the range, which is here, you will then look to see where we have strong resistance. The point of strong resistance right now, just get a horizontal here so I can show you, is this point right here. So that lines up nicely with the 382. So we would look to take profits anywhere on the anywhere in this box. So that would be TP1. Let me just get the stop loss right here for you. So unfortunately, there's a 2% stop, but that is a 10% move to the upside. And if you are looking at the bigger trade, which is potentially possible if we break 382, you're looking at a 19% trade with not a lot of resistance in this area for the 50% fib. So that's the 2 setups I would be looking for.
Okay, nice one, Jackie. And just sorry, that stop, I didn't catch it. How wide is that stop there?
It's a little bit more than 2%, so you're looking at a 2.3% stop.
Okay, okay. And
But
yeah, I mean,
this trend will adjust as we break the trend line. So enter this trade on break of trend.
Okay. Okay, Jackie, nice one, bro. I think we need to run here.
All good, man.
Hopefully there's some decent info for you guys to take into the weekend. Yeah, remember guys, I think Max was saying this earlier, like just be careful on the weekends. Like things can get pretty crazy. And if you're sitting on the couch trying to trade levels of 15 minutes and you want like those losses can accumulate quite quickly if you're not accurate and things don't go your way. So just be careful on the weekends, man.
Awesome, man. Yeah, that's really good advice. I'm actually looking to exit my trades right now.
Yeah. Okay, boys. Everybody.
Thanks, Bill.
Have a good weekend. I'm going to jump off here, guys. Cheers, everyone.
See ya. Cool. Thanks for joining, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed the session with the guys from Miami. Have a nice weekend. Trade safe. Be well. And we'll see you guys. I'm not sure if is there a session tomorrow.
No, it'll be on Monday.
Monday only.
Be on Monday. Jackie, you need to share the QR code.
Right. Let me do that quickly. Where is the... Let me just find it quickly. Right. So this QR code takes them to sign up, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Right. So for everyone that's keen to join Sniper School, if you've enjoyed what you've seen here tonight, if you're new, check out the Sniper School course. You'll be interacting with Sheldon, Jason, Mama Sniper, Craig. You'll be getting the full support from the mods. You'll have a nice, amazing community that will help you learn on your way. And all of this can be done by signing this QR code. So get your phones out, save it, make a screenshot, do whatever you need to get into Sniper School. We have the next cohort going live in a few weeks, and you have time to join in that cohort. So take a moment to scan this. Let me just make sure that nothing's blocking it. And yeah, we hope to see you in the next cohort of Sniper School, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jackie.
Thanks, Jay.
I think that's it. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. And
Same to
we'll
you.
see everybody on Monday.
Definitely.
Cheers, everybody.